A flooded home or business is never easy to deal with. The memories that are lost that you cannot replace. And Aquadam can be another tool in your arsenal to protect your home or business from the hurricane storm surge or the king tides. Look us up online at aquadam.net or give Aquadam a call at 707-764-2119. We can help.
Consider advertising on the Opperman Report. We have excellent advertising rates for you. The advertising rates are very affordable. Once your ad goes up and we play the show on the podcast and on the YouTube channel, those ads stay up there forever. And then we play repeats every single night of classic Opperman Report shows. And your new ads will be inserted into those repeats that play every single night. So the saturation is incredible, and the rates are very affordable. Contact me at oppermanreport@gmail.com. If you're in for the fight of your life, stop screwing around and contact KMD Law. Available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Just log into kmdlaw.com, or you can call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. It doesn't matter how imposing the opposition may be, because the team at kmdlaw.com are battle-tested and fierce. They will not stop until justice prevails. Contact KMD Law. Emailrevealer.com. Go to emailrevealer.com. We handle adoption investigations, infidelity investigations, email tracing, locate or identify somebody from as little as an anonymous email address. Someone owe you money? Back child support? We can find that deadbeat and even assist you in obtaining a judgment and recover that judgment for you. Emailrevealer.com. Digital forensics, computer forensics, cell phone forensics, recover deleted text messages. Create a report that you can use in court. Emailrevealer.com, 800-572-9762. Hey guys, if you like the show and you want to show your support, check out the Opperman Report Patreon. We have all the shows that you hear Monday through Friday on AM/FM radio, but we cut out the ads, so you can hear that content ad-free. The Opperman Report Patreon, you should stop there once a day and check out what's going on over there. That's Opperman Report Patreon.
It's the Opperman Report. Join digital forensic investigator and PI Ed Opperman for an in-depth discussion of conspiracy theories, strategy of New World Order resistance, high-profile court cases in the news, and interviews with expert guests and authors on these topics and more. It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
Okay, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Opperman Report. Who am I? I'm your host, private investigator Ed Opperman. You can find me at Opperman Investigations and Digital Forensic Consulting if you want to find me. If you could find me. I'm kind of hard to find these days. Okay, but if you want to find me, you got to hold me at oppermaninvestigations@gmail.com. If you want to talk about the show, there's a contact button on the website, Opperman Report. Otherwise, you can email me at oppermanreport@gmail.com about the show. PI work, Opperman Investigations, about the show, Opperman Report. Because, anyway. If you like the show, be sure and check out our Patreon, Opperman Report Patreon. I put up a new tier. You know, on Patreon, you have different levels. You know, we have a $3 tier. That pretty much you get all the shows we play on the radio with the commercials cut out. Then there's a $5 tier where you get exclusive stuff on top of that from the old members section and stuff I do. You get stuff in advance. There's a $10 tier that every now and then I just throw stuff in there. You know, like, hey, this is the super exclusive. You should have been in the $10 tier. I don't think I have a $20 tier, but I just added a $50 tier. And you can be the first Opperman Report Oppermaniac to become a $50 member. And I said, oh my God, Ed, why would we want to do that? Well, we need the support. You know, and it even says, look, these are for the serious listeners that have been around for 10 years. They understand what I'm doing here. Very few do. Understand what the show is about, understand what my work off the show is about, and how it all fits in together. And the kind of stuff we're getting done, you know, it's so hard now. Not hard, but it's so easy to just just overlook what we're doing here, especially when there's so many of these podcasters out there. They just pop up with these little podcasts and their little microphone, and you hear them talking about the same topics I'm doing, and sometimes you hear them asking the same exact questions. You know what I mean? But you know, we were here first, kind of invented a lot of this stuff, and you know, we need your support to keep this on the air and to keep me with this platform that I can do the work that I do off the air. If our archives are at Spreaker.com, every Friday night I do a live show, which I'm doing for you right now at 8:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on September 18th, 2023. I do a live show, and there's a chat room, and you get an email notification when we put up new content, so you can sign up for Spreaker for free. Oh, great! Once you're on Spreaker for free, I forgot what I was going to say. Let me take down this chat room because I'm being distracted. Oh man, what did I do? Oh, give me a break. I got this whole setup here now. Where I can't have my notes on the main computer. I got to have them on a laptop. It's a whole big mess. But you can log into Spreaker for free, and what do you call it? Chat room. You get an email notification when I put up new content. I play repeats all the time, so keep in mind that. I'm going to say something else. I forgot what it was. Coming up after this tonight. I'm playing first. These are two really good shows tonight, okay, guys? And I don't often say that, you know. If it's not a good show, I'll tell you. What are you gonna do? Okay, I got an hour. I have an hour of noise coming at you. Okay, I remember what I was gonna say too. By the way, I have an hour of noise coming at you. But tonight I have two good shows. We have Patrick Berge returns. Okay, now Patrick Berge, you might remember, we had him on last time. He examined the Hunter Biden laptop at Rudy Giuliani's house. He knows all these guys. Patrick Byrne, Flynn, Sidney Powell. He was in that whole mix. He had advanced information about the Mar-a-Lago search warrant raid. He inserted an amicus brief into that with his knowledge about that, and he's got two more amicus briefs that he's inserting into the, the Trump indictments that came out this week, okay? This guy's got some good information. This guy's plugged in. He's tuned in. He knows a lot of the people. He knows a lot of people I know. And we've made some really, really, really big advancements in some projects that I've been working on out there with not just Berge, but information I got of another guy. See, I've been working on this big, long project. Okay? And it's a big deal. And it's right up my alley. Okay? Opposition research, little scandal. I got a guy thrown in prison, hopefully, at the end of this. You know, plus we take down a couple of big shots. Do some good. Truth, justice, and the American way. Okay? Protect the democracy is what we're doing here at the Opperman Report. That's why I wear the Superman outfit, guys. So, made some great advancements in that this week, man. And it just feels so good. You know, it just feels so good to know that when you're working on something and it all starts falling into place and you see it in advance. Now, earlier on in this year, when I was working on this project, and by the way, this is all for no money. It's all on spec, man. Just hopefully, I can somehow, by hook or by crook, come up with some bucks at the end of this, write a book or something. Or just silently go down into history and know that I changed history, and I'm happy with that too. But I thought I had this figured out. And I see, because we kind of need to bring in some people with financing and stuff like that. And by the way, if you want to come in with some financing on this too and be part of history, get a hold of me. I'll let you in. And I don't think I'll make any money back on it, but your money will go to a good cause and you'll be able to say you were part of it. I know, right? Who cares about that, right? Only guys like me. But I thought I had the way. I thought I had the way, the people that were going to come in here and facilitate all this. And then I want to get an introduction to these people, for the right, correct kind of introduction. And I went a little bit this way, and I went a little bit that way, and I contacted a couple of people, hinted around, and then I laid my cards out on the table to two people who I thought legitimately could have pulled this off, you know, and got me in there. And it turns out that both of these guys, and one of these guys, you know, he's been a guest on the show, and a lot of people would think, oh boy, this guy has far superior connections than Ed Opperman. He has far more experience and savvy and blah, 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 blah. And even I kind of thought that. And when I approached him with this deal, I was sadly disappointed to see that a couple of people I approached with this thing, I was sadly disappointed to see that they couldn't even understand the significance of it. They couldn't even understand what we're trying to accomplish here. And that was just so disappointing. Almost like, you know, Santa Claus isn't real. You kind of think, you know. And then another avenue I took, I wasn't as hopeful for it. But then even that one, I had kind of thought that the person involved, you know, claimed that they had some certain kind of connections, and it turns out that they really didn't, you know. And even then, their suggestion was just so naive and foolish. It was really disappointing. But this week, we're ahead of the game. Listen to the Patrick Berge interview. Maybe you'll hear some clues there and you'll figure out what's going on. I got David B. Wheeler from American Muckraker coming on after that with Lauren Boebert information. As you might know, Mr. Wheeler wrote this expose with witnesses and audio tapes and all this stuff about Lauren Boebert. And she came back and threatened to sue him. I will sue David Wheeler. I will sue American Muckraker. And I will sue everyone who contributes money to him. And so we all sat back and said, okay, where's the suit? I did a show all about that called Certificate of Authenticity. Because the CNN writer wrote a fact-check article fact-checking David Wheeler's work and coming up with this little nonsense, disputing it. And I went back to it line by line by line and rehabilitated that whole thing. Now, at the time, that turned the tables on David Wheeler. Everyone said, oh, boy, that David Wheeler's information has been debunked. It's been discredited. And Lauren Boebert went all over the news saying, oh, I'm going to sue David Wheeler. I'm suing him. I'm hiring these attorneys. I'm hiring that attorney, and I'm suing. Well, lo and behold, years go by, no suit. David Wheeler sues her. Okay? He's suing her. Okay? And now you think, well, fine. You know, I was asleep on that lawsuit. And here I am doing my Lauren Boebert impersonation. I was asleep on that lawsuit. Bang, bang, bang. And then, bang, bang, bang. I now that I've been sued, I will countersue. And I will countersue Mr. David Wheeler, and I will win. Bang, 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 bang. Then I will shoot him in the courthouse. Okay, not so good. I got to work on my Lauren Boebert. But the thing is, she has her opportunity to countersue, to respond, to do anything, and all they're doing is asking the judge for more time. So they were never prepared for any kind of lawsuit. And initially, that was all just make-believe, okay, like most of what Lauren Boebert has to say. And now they're not even prepared to reply to Mr. Wheeler's lawsuit. By the way, I'm surrounded by a bunch of lawsuits right now. I'm going to be a witness in a couple of lawsuits, and we might be named in another one. Things are very busy here at the Opperman Report. Let's just put it that way, you know. It's kind of funny because I was, before when I was telling you about Spreaker, I do the live show on Spreaker Friday nights. The way this show started, the Friday Night Live show, it used to be the after show. We would do a 2-hour live show on Friday nights, and we would take calls on Skype. And then there would be a bunch of people who called in, would be hanging out in the Skype chat room, and they'd be chatting back and forth. And then we'd, after the guest was gone, or the guest would sometimes stay, and we would open it up. We'd have a round table type conversation. Well, we had a lot of problems with that because people were contacting the guests. You know, the people in the Skype chat were they had the guest's phone number because they were in the same Skype chat. So they had his phone number, his Skype contact information. They started bothering the guests after the show. And we had issues too with as soon as certain people would call in, the